I knew that towing was a dangerous business. And I don't think that they were that dangerous back in the 80s and 90s as I was growing up in the business. It takes a special person to do this, and I was just blessed I had parents that helped me along the way and taught me the things that I needed to do. I'm a second-generation tower from Hastings, Michigan. There's customers out there that absolutely love to see that a tow truck is coming to help them. I think that was the biggest thing that was instilled in me, was serving the public. That carried on to me and Keagan, my firstborn. The kid was literally born and then put in a child seat in his grandpa's tow truck. He had been around towing since pretty much day one.
Some people do a job because they feel that's the job that they can do, and they don't like to go to that job. And Keagan, from a young age, he got up and let's go. Let's go. His mentality was, let's see what's out on those roads. Let's see what I can do. He wanted to be at those controls right next to his grandpa and his dad. He wanted that knowledge. He had that passion in his blood to do what he was doing.
Right from an early age, just a high energy young man. We couldn't get him to sit at the table to eat dinner. He's like this little hot rod running around. He was running and always busy, and then he would come up and grab a handful of food, shove it in his mouth, and he was gone.
His presence, his sarcasm, his laughter was infectious. When he walked in a room, he lit a room up. His stride into a room, his smile.
Well, then came November 4th, 2023. That was the day that changed my life.
According to Michigan State Police, on Saturday, Spencer was in the median along eastbound M6 near Craft Avenue when he was struck by a car. It happened while he was doing his job, working as a tow truck driver. This is the truck he was driving. Police believe he was pulled over on the side of the road to apparently help a dog, something his family and friends say he did often, help.
I got a call from Keith Baker from Jerry's Towing, which Keith's and my relationship started because of Keagan. Keagan was connected with towers all over the country through social media. I met Keith and his family, which are dear friends to me today. And Keith called me and he's like, hey, state police were just here investigating something, and they had to leave to go to an accident in Grand Rapids, and a driver's been killed. And I told Keith, I said, it's Keagan. I know it is.
Keagan's passing definitely hit home to my whole family. Keagan was a hard worker, and he was just getting started with his partnership business and thriving there. There's a lot of close calls I think a lot of us face, and there's no safe position we're in doing our job, but we gotta worry about our own safety too, and we gotta get ourselves home at the end of the day too.
Nobody gets over. That's awesome.
Keagan Spencer was out doing his job. Roadside workers are out doing their job. People are taking technology that's been implemented into these new vehicles, and it's being abused and causing distractions, which is causing loss of life.
My son was struck at nearly 80 miles an hour. He was 25 years old when he died.
I feel his presence. And that may sound very absurd, but we feel his energy. But it's left a hole in two little kids' hearts. One that only got a year and a half, and one that's had 3.5 years with Keagan.
I wake up almost every day and I think about what I could do. What could I have done 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to have saved my son's life? That's what motivates me today. That's why we're out meeting people. That's why we're out telling Keagan's story. It's very painful to talk about it, but it needs to be said. I would encourage family members of fallen roadside workers to share your story. Someone needs to hear it. You just might change somebody else's life.
Having more commercials, billboards, an incident like Keagan's, the more awareness there is, more education there is going on, the more people are made aware of this, and that's something that Move Over Michigan is incorporating. It is a priority, and we're working on that as a team.
Keagan did a lot growing up, and I think he had a lot of respect for his dad and myself, knowing what it takes to sacrifice as a parent, and especially what his dad had to sacrifice as being a father and trying to have his own business and build his business, plus raising children in a family. He made a lot of sacrifices. He saw focus between work and family and the dynamics, and I think he was learning how hard it is to balance that.
It took over 2 hours for the police to get there to inform us on what was going on. But within that 2-hour period, it took 15 minutes for it to get on social media. The towing community just started showing up. Tow truck after tow truck after tow truck. I bet you there's over 100 tow trucks of people that just came to support.
With Keagan's story, I think it should be used as a catalyst for lawmakers, for drivers, for people who are implementing new technology to take a step back and say just what kind of hole it leaves in a family. Even as a young kid, it's not about the money. It was always about helping. Always about helping. And that's the kind of passionate person Keagan was.